Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Back, I'm dressed the same. I look the same as the last video because it is the same, but I forgot to put the mechanist gear on. So here it is, you know, here it is. Good little pose for, oh, that's a guy. Little pose, you know, just a good look. I can't tell if it's really dark for me, but anyway, we're to start the next thing would be starting the Astrologian quest line. So want to start it? Here we go. Janie Quillard. Janie Quinard. Janie Quinard. So, man, greetings and welcome to your Antherium Astrologicum. Perhaps you were drawn by fate to this place of learning, or perhaps you wish to know more of fate itself. Yeah, sure. Then you were wise to come hither, for in the stars are written in the fates of every woman and man of Hydaelyn on Hydaelyn. It was there in the stars that I read a man would call upon Anthenium this very day, a man who would play an important role in my own life. But my apologies. Even the most skilled reader cannot scry a name from the heavens. Would you be so kind as give me yours, so that I might know who is to be my newest prodigy? Give Gron your name and become his prodigy? Yeah, sure. Name's Tony, bro. Tony! Well, I was not expecting that. But what is a name but an attempt by other begetters to wield power over the lives of their sons and daughters? Lives whose paths have already been foretold, in a sense, that is. My name is Jeniquar de Dilorande, and I am an astrologian for the Holy See. Remember that name, for it shall echo forevermore in the annals of Ishgardian history. Well, it will once I put it there. Once we put it there. Okay. Let's put it there. Put it there, Chief. The quad of the Anthenium Astrologicium simply cannot take his eyes off of you. Now, where to begin? I suppose I can consult my divining deck for an answer, but that would be too easy now, wouldn't it? Very well. At the beginning, it is. Astrology, or the reading of the stars, is a branch of astrological science, which originated in distant Shalarian. There have been astrologians in Ishgard for thousands of years, but it wasn't until 3 centuries ago when Aduna the Younger learned that the movement of the stars could also be used. Foresee the moments of the Dravanian horde that the field became popular. Since then, what was once a single science has fractured into 2 similar yet ultimately different schools of learning. The Shalarian School of Astrology and the Ishgardian School. The former placing a focus on tapping celestial aether and transforming it into benefactoral magics, or astromancy, the latter, specializing solely in determining the actions of our dragon enemies to the north. I'm a student of the former, the one only student of the former here in Ishgard, and have been actively seeking a partner with whom to conduct my research. Let us just say that my fellow astrologians here have been less than approving of my path, but that is simply because they are afraid of what they do not know. Once they do know of how Sharlayan astrology can benefit the sea and its soldiers, they will feel foolish for ever having doubted me. Us. You will be joining me, will you not? Walking the path that has been laid out before you. Instead of stubbornly denying your fate, postponing the inevitable? Yeah, I guess so. I see you wasted no time making your decision. Like I always say, the stars are never wrong. As even a lifetime of study and training cannot unlock all the secrets written in those stars. Myself, I have been a student of the astromatic arts for more summers than I can count, and I still oft misread the signs shown to me in the skies, though my readings are far more accurate now than they were when I attended the Athenaeum in Shalarian. Not the Shalarian, mind you, the colony that once thrived in the Dravivian hinterlands. I can recall my time there like it was but yesterday. For 6 moons, I was not even allowed to touch the sky, touch the deck of 60, let alone conduct a reading with the major arcana. Most of my time was spent in the scriptorium transcribing old tomes on astrological fundamentals, such as the 6 elemental houses: divine duplicity, class triplicity, house modality, and polarity, dignity versus determinant. I'd hoard the task and would tirelessly pester my instructors as to when I might actually be granted the opportunity to weave a spell or perform a reading. It was until the end of the 6th moon that I realized all that transcribing had prepared me with the essentials. I would need to do those very things. The positions of the celestial bodies within the 6 elemental houses and their relation to the major and minor arcana of the deck of 60. Therein lie the secrets to transcribing the ethereal power locked in the heavens. And soon you too will become privy to those secrets. But not this day. No, no. I would not have you transcribe musty old tomes like I was once forced to do. No, the task I have for you is much more interesting. You see, I am expecting the arrival of a very important guest. My old mentor from the studium has agreed to make the journey from the old world to Ishgard and speak with the Holy See regarding the implementation of Shalarian astrological technologies in city-state defense. Alas, the professor and his party are now fully 7 days late in arriving, and I have begun to worry for their safety. I should be much obligated, therefore, if you would inquire of the other astrologians here in the Athenaeum if they have not heard aught. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I need some water after that. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn, holy shit. I can't see shit in this building. Herunte? Why would Lord Janaquad think I had information on the whereabouts of a handful of unbelievers from across the bloodline sea? I'm an astrologer, not fortune teller. I cannot simply look to the stars and scry the location of Viscount Guest, unless his guests are dragons, that is. Oh, that's a woman. I suppose if anyone knew not, it would be at the observatorium. We here at the Athenaeum are but students dedicated to research. Those with any influence in our field are assigned to the astroscope. Yeah, I kept it. Who cares? You're definitely a dude. Maguni Lee. That's his. I like doing looking at the names and then trying to figure out the Maguni Lee. Let me guess. The good Lord Jeniquard said he was you in a vision, and that the stars told him that you were to study Shalarian astrology with him. I'm close. You must be the hundredth of his little pets to pester me with this week alone. I harbor no ill will toward ignorant unbelievers, unlucky enough to find themselves caught up in talk of stars and fortunes. But you may tell that sorry excuse of an astrologian for the umpteenth time that I have heard not concerning this imaginary friends from a faraway Solarian? Just to tell me, the Viscount, I called him a sorry excuse for an astrologian. All right. Okay. Oh. Belure. Delicard is still waiting for word on his missing Solarians instead of actually making an effort to find them, is he? Of course he is. Is it any wonder that the nearly 15 stars since he returned from Solarian, his skill in astromancy has remained unchanged? Any wonder that he has never yet managed to convince a single peer of the value of Solarian school? He is a privileged little sprat who spends more time gazing at the stars in young maidens' eyes than actually trying to read the ones above his head. All right. You tell the poor man I just returned from the observatorium, and one night at the communal festing hall happened to overhear Chief Astrologian Lemont speaking with one of his aides regarding Solarian. I was visibly upset, and I wasn't about to risk my career over something I care little about, so I merely put my head down and ate my beet soup. But that is all I know, and you did not hear it from me. Ooh, this is going to be a long talking one too, I can already tell. Mess Jalaquad. As a foment, and I thought this day could not be any worse. Oh no, I'm not suggesting that meeting you in any way has been unfortunate. It is just, it may not be in our best interest to be seen together as of yet. There are certain people in the sea who do not approve of my studies. Couple that with the fact that you are an outsider and an unbeliever, and, well, people may come to the wrong conclusions. We must act with caution until we can prove that our intentions are just and for the good of all Ishgard. So I must ask you to travel to the observatorium alone and meet me there. Okay. To the observatorium. Janequad. Oh, I didn't read the other guy's name. Tony, allow me to apologize again for not accompanying you here. As for our business with Chief Astrologian, you may leave the talking to me. Lamont. Janequad. I might have known it would be you. Who else would be so indecent as to drag an outsider into his holy place of observation? I've always had an unhealthy obsession with the foreign. 'Tis why you are as worthless to the Astrologian now as you were when you returned from the Haven City a decade and a half since. But the stars, they can serve us in other ways than merely revealing when the Horde will attack. Their powers can be tapped. The Aether within can be used for... The Aether should be left be. Has history taught you not about the folly of the Nimians, the Amphodor, the Machi? Mine uncle. The Solarians have been wielding astronomy for ages without disrupting astral ethereal balance. This power combined with Ishgardian astrology could be what is needed to turn the tide for the 1,000 years conflict. Moreover, I have reason to believe that our masters at the vault agree, as they have given me their blessing to continue my research. I did not come here to trade bobs with you, Uncle. Knuckle. Let's save that for another time. I'm here because it has come to my attention that you may have information as the whereabouts of Professor Mace and his party from Solarian. For someone who says he is not here to trade bobs, you have been quite generous in your dealing with them today. If it means you will leave and allow me to return to my work, then I'd be more happy to let you know what information found its way to my desk just yesterday morning. Separate Reaver sightings and foul weather prevented the professor's ship from entering the Strait of Merlithor, where they would have made their way up the Maiden and into Corthus. After detouring around the south of Bielebrand, they finally disembarked at Vesper Bay, where they took the land route along the Royal Allegan Sunway at the Black Shroud. It is there, it seems, that they lost their way. A lost astrologian. It is my morning regarding predicted. It is my morning reading predicted. Julivan was determined in the House of Spire while sending over the ecliptic. Tony, you must journey to the Black Shroud and assist Professor Mace. Allow me to introduce you to Quimparelin. He is my he is my personal manservant and shall accompany you. Hey. He is not one for conversation, but his sword arm is amongst the best in all the pillars. He should see you safe in danger where to befell you, and something, or what? He should see you safe in any danger where to befell you, and something tells me danger lurks on the horizon. Okay. It is a pleasure to serve you, my lord. I shall make haste to Quarry Mill and await you there. My lord, I have questioned the residents of this hamlet and learned that a party of queerly dressed outsiders passed through not but a bit ago. It should not prove overly difficult to find them now, but before we begin, might I ask a moment of your time? I would not dare utter aught ill of my master, but his recent fixation on finding a protege, I believe it ill considered. This passion, however pure, has left him with more than one enemy within the astrologer community. Lord Fulmont has seen to this. I fear not only for how his name might be sullied, but for his life. I beg you, pray do not drag him any further down into this quagmire. Let him quietly dabble in his dream, but let it remain at that, a dream. No good will come of encouraging him. It will only hurt the Viscount and his family. You must remember that while I serve Lord Geniquad, it is his uncle, the Count, who employs me. Now, as for the task at hand, I suggest we find the wayward travelers and hurry back to their respective hearths. I shall lead. Might I ask you to take the rear and see that none might take us unawares? Sure, dog. Please tell me I get this outfit. Hey, no one caught us unawares, right? Oh, shit. Imperin, these are the Shalarians we seek, and it appears they found themselves some trouble. And my grandfather? Feisty. We'll fetch a fine price from that one from a pleasure barge captain's. What you looking at, old man? The soul has spoken. Grab the old man. These wizard types carry on them all manner of behemoth baubles and golden trinkets. Oh yeah, I'll do that, right? Up or I'll toss you to the snakes. You want to see the old man again? He'll leave us the girl. Try anything and he's dead. Wait! Grandfather's soul crystal. Why would he leave it here? Surrendering any power he might have to free himself from those bandits. Unless you were the one he saw in his reading before we left the old world. But that was more than a moon ago. My grandfather scried from the cards that he would serve us as the bridge for countless souls to be passed to another. Might you be that other? Huh? These men are forced. What? These men of the force are careless. Tracking them will be no difficult feat. I shall fall on strike before they have time to regroup in numbers. No. The stars have spoken and laid their path not before you, but before the adventurer here. You must take the soul of the Astrologian and place it near your heart. Listen to the tales of those who walked before you and know their journeys as you do your own. As for the tools you acquire and the knowledge needed to wield them, I, Livela, shall see to those matters. You saw there was no fear in my grandfather's eye when the bandits took him. This is Livela. This is because he has seen you come to his rescue. Our lives were written in the stars long ago, before we trod upon this land. It is not by chance that you stand here today with the soul of the Astrologian in your hand. It is fate. Okay. You alright? Complete. Astrologian unlocked. Now listen carefully, for we haven't much time. The star glow which you hold is both your sword and shield. It will grant you strength as well as protection, but most important of all, it will grant you insight into the current location of the stars, enabling you to channel the heaven's aether into your body for use in all manner of magics. The better attuned you become with the heavens and their malefic and benefic bodies, the better the aether might be manipulated to bring succor or pain. But as you already know, the star globe is not the only tool an entomancer has in his disposal. Yes, the arcana, or most specifically the 6 major arcana, play a defending role in what type of astrologian you will become. Any layman will tell you that the cards can predict a man's future. This is both true and untrue. It is not the future that the cards predict, but the card influencing the man so that the certain future becomes more attainable. Seeking to tell the man's fortune, you draw a card from your deck. Upon reading the card, you scry that man will be victorious in the coming battle. What is it that brings this man his victory but aether tapped from one of the lower 6 heavens, granting the man strength, making all that matter much more easier. And recovered his enemy, of course. Okay, I'm scared. Normally, I would not dare cover so much in the first lesson, but it is my grandfather who has placed his life in your hands. I am not about to watch him have his throat slit because you cannot tell the face of an arcana from its back. We have two seemingly capable soldiers here to take the brunt of the bandits' blow. Allow them to carve a trail of the carnage while you convince the stars to nudge in a direction favorable to my kin. I understand this may be a lot to digest, but if you are ever to become a capable astrologian, you must believe in the path laid out before you, and in your power to read it, follow it, and ultimately control it. Take some time to accumulate yourself to your new abilities. Let me know when you are ready to begin. I see it in your eyes that you are ready. Thank you. Whether that actually makes you ready or not, only time will tell. Time, unfortunately, is something we no longer have in abundance. Let us take to the shadows and find out where these bandits are holding my grandfather. May the stars be your guide. Proceed. The bandit leader. Oh, yeah. Sweet. Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting class to play. I'll say it. I don't know if I'll do well at this. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was not told there would be two astrologians. Enough of this. Told by who? Who were you told by? I am Quimparvin, in the employ of Lord Gelante. I am sent to escort you back to Ishgard. Are you unhurt, my lord? Ishgard, you say? And where's my former student? His constant pestering is one of the reasons I agreed to make such a long trip from the old world. I see none but Quinparian and this adventurer. Armed escort. I too have seen no other. Just like you didn't see those bandits until their knives were upon our asses. But that is no matter. It was all as the stars have foretold. Yo. It looks so fucking cute. Yes, I saw this adventurer long before even setting foot in this accursed continent, when the Arcana worshipped, whispered, and told me I would find a worthy successor for my soul crystal. And leaving witness how he eased into his new role, but mere moments after taking up the crystal, globe, and deck. Yes, I knew at once my reading was true, that this adventure was the astrologer I had been seeking. But now let us see if he has the potential for greatness within him. Oh, fuck. Fuck. What's going on? Flower? Look to the sky, Stony. And where do you see 6 stars aglow in the pale yellow of this bowl? This is the bowl. This constellation is thought to be the gate to the first heaven. Which holds the world tree planted by the matron and nurtured by the keeper. The world tree is the source from which all life is said to have sprung. Looks like a star. The trunk for the world tree or the bowl grants strength to the weak, allowing them to stand firm in the face of adversity. You have now opened that gate, and its power is yours to command. He's an old man, I forget. A solid bowl represents a solid foundation. It is not coincidence that this very constellation is risen to mid-heaven at this very moment, the moment of a new astrologian's birth. And to think I saw of this moon ago. It seems I am better reader of fates than I thought. But I jest. It has been a long journey, with more than its share of unexpected excitement. I am an old man, and one does not need a deck of arcana to see that my weary legs will not carry me much longer. Let us make haste to Ishgard, so I may give that ungrateful Jinquarian a proper unbraiding. Sure, man. Wow. The bowl blazes in Woken, unlocking something from me. Jenny Quarren. 15 summers passed, and still the flippant con I lost half my hair tutoring, sending an adventurer to find me. Find the man you summoned halfway across Heidelin, always taking the easy route. And you wonder why you still haven't been able to open the second heaven's gate. Allow me to explain, Professor. You see, I was waiting here in case you made it to Ishgard before my manservant and Tony could locate you. Think of the confusion you arrived here only to find the Ethereum empty. Wait, how did you know I haven't opened all gates? My grandfather is the greatest astrologer in Shalarian. There is not. He doesn't know unless he doesn't wish to know it. You, of all people, should know that. Perhaps I was hasty in my discretion to remain here and see to your training. Train me? You? But what of Professor Mace? Is that why he made the journey? My grandfather has already completed his task. He simply came to Ishgard out of courtesy and to an old pupil, one who it appears he wasted years on. Wasted? What are you implying, my lady? My dear Livena, you still do not see it, do you? Without Jinquarin stumbling into my tutelage nearly 2 decades past, he never would have taken this adventurer under his wing and sent him to us in his stead. It was all as the stars had planned. Your soul crystal, Professor, this adventurer has stolen your soul of the Astrologian? Ever the unobservant, Jenny. Janae? If this adventurer has stolen my crystal, the vendor would have read up some terrible fate for the lad. No, Tony is my successor. Something I mistakenly thought you might be. But even I cannot see every future, it seems. But do not despair. I have not given up on you completely. Despite your failings, you have tried your best to promote the Shalarian School of Astrology here in this den of fools, who fail to see aught and all beyond the Dragon Star. I wish to see you continue that fight, and that is why I've bade Lavina to remain here and further your and this adventurous training. Astrologian speech, bro. I see. This is all rather overwhelming. Might I have some time to consider your words? No. You either continue your training with me and your protege, or you crawl back to obscurity. I shall give you both several turns of the sun to study the basics of Solarian astrology. It should not be so hard for you, including considering you've had a substantial head start once you have committed the basics to memory and returned here in the meantime. I will be traveling in Eorzea, searching for locations where Tony and you will unlock the remaining Heaven's Gate. But you were only recently set upon by bandits. Perhaps traveling alone so soon is unwise. Don't you think I know that? That is why you will be lending me services of your able manservant, Perrin. I mean, I will. Yes, of course, Lady Lavina. Anything for the grand total of Solarian's finest professor of astrology. Perrin, you heard the lady? Very good. I shall see my grandfather to the airship landing now. But rest assured that if you neglect your studies, I will know. Yeah, okay. What a bitch. Quad. Greetings, Tony. The stars tell me you have been religiously following Leva's training regimen. Leva's, though I harbor doubt that go out and do things while I spies about the realm constitutes as regimen. Still, she is all we have, so I suppose we have to make do. And as the stars would have it, she just sent word that she is ready for us to attempt the opening of the second Heaven's Gate. You are aware of the seven heavens, are you not? Just as there are seven realms of the underworld, so too are the seven realms of the firmament. Each of the six represent one of the six basic elements: earth, ice, water, wind, lightning, and fire. The seventh and final heaven representing the element's astral polarity. The first six heavens are represented by the six constellations, which each revolve around the pole star. Astrologians of the Charlian school draw on the aether contained in the celestial bodies represented in the constellations by unlocking or opening the gate to heaven that constellations is correlated with. There's no actual gate. Think of it as more portal to the soul. You are opening your mind, allowing for attunement with these distant bodies, much like one attunes with the aetherite, but on a far grander scale. Now, this may come as a revelation, but Heidelin is not flat like most believe. It is in fact a sphere so large that when we walk upon it, it only appears to be flat because it is a sphere. Because it is a sphere, there are some locations better suited than others for observing certain constellations. That is what Lavina is doing right now. Finding a location in which the next Heaven's Gate will rise to a position directly in mid-heaven, where it will be easiest to tune with, and it seems she has found one near the final prayer in Eastern Thanalan. Did you guys murder people? At last, I see. Bandits have kept poor Quamprin busy. Hurrying our camps. Hurrying? our camp since we arrived. I do believe the old man enjoys the excitement. However, I'm certain it beats wiping the arse of a noble brat whoring away his uncle's fortune while dreaming of becoming a real astrologian. I'm very well capable of wiping my own arse. Thank you very much. And Quiparian has never once complained of his duties. Actually, he did to me one time. Of course he hasn't. The uncle pays him to smile and nod. And I'm sure a comfortable position in the pillars beats chasing after cold rats in the broom to flavor his soup. Are we here to trade banter, my lady? Because I was led to believe we'd be unlocking a celestial gate. You'll find Quiparian has a good many uses, and I haven't the faintest doubt that he'll most ably handle any ruffians who happen to come stumbling about looking for prey. Now, Tony and Jacquard, we must be patient and wait for the constellation to reach its highest and brightest point, a point at which its flow of aether is the strongest in relation to Heidelin. There, Tony. The balance. Focus on the constellation and attune to its power. Where's it at? The balance represents the heaven of fire, a realm made prosperous by the blessing of the traders, but at the same time one whose equilibrium is maintained by the divine judgment of Azima, the warden. Hey, I think I was born under that constellation. I think in the lore, in my characters or whatever. Azima might well empower those who would take up their blades and make divine punishment in name of the sun goddess. Does that mean it's like September or some shit? And thus has the balance turned crimson in your heart, unlocking the gate to the second heaven. Kind of hot though. Huh? Now, let us speed ourselves to the next location, little Amigo. Why so soon, you ask? Would you rather that I had to commit yourself to another several moons of using Melfex to put down hedge moles? I thought not. Sweet. Be patient, Tony. Allow the stars to make their ascent into Midhaven. Once they have, survey the skies and let the power run through you. Raise your eyes to the stars and witness the violent glow of the spire. Is it violet? Yeah, violet. In the third heaven rises an iron tower of spinning gears and taut springs constructed by the builder himself. It is assailed without cease by the jealous rocker, but the destroyer mighty living bolts only serve to power the spire's clockwork soul. It is through the blessings of both creation and destruction that strength is granted to he who sees his stars rise under the sign. Yeah, that is a tower. Look at that. You have now opened the gate, and its power is yours to command. Boom. Using the arcana to draw upon the powers of the stars they represent, this path we walk as astrologers is called the Royal Road. It can be treacherous and fraught with peril, but it can lead men to greatness. Sweet. This is such a chill job quest. Spire blazes welcome unlocking the gate of the third heaven. Your realm is quite the paradox. On one hand, it is full of life, magic, and wonder, one of the richest lands on all Heidelin. On the other, it is literally brimming over with strife. Take little Amigo and the wretched souls displaced from their homes by the flames of war. Or Ishgard, mired in its own pointless conflict with an enemy so old it does not even remember why it fights. The foolish believe that is their fate to suffer, and so they turn their gaze away from the stars. And those self-same stars have the power to show people there are many paths. But that power can only be channeled by the few. Those like me and you. And to a lesser extent, Janaquad. And it is our duty to use that power to benefit those who remain lost or misguided. Remember that maybe one day you will truly become my grandfather's successor. That is exactly what I have been trying to tell the astrologers of my home nation. Why discard something that has the power to grant succor to the wounded, the power to uplift the downtrodden, to strengthen the weak? The answer to that is easy. Empowering those without power lessens the power of those who already have it. Heal the weak so they might rise up and topple those who made them weak. Why would anyone in a position of power do that? Even our great nation of learning is corrupted by this manner of thought. We hoard our knowledge so that we might remain the brightest. Why do you think that it took so long for Professor Mace to visit you? Janaquad. Yes, I know he told you, but that was not the whole of it. Those of ruling quarter did their damnedest to stand in the way of my grandfather, worried that his passion for his field would kindle widespread interest in Shalarian astrology. They only allowed him his recent trip, knowing he was not too old to do aught of the sort. Fortunately, the ruling quarter did not realize I would be accompanying my grandfather. Tony, these past turns of the sun have been most fruitful, and while you have opened half of the heaven's gates, there is still much of what we like to refer to as a royal road ahead of you. Take what you have learned in the southern deserts and transform that knowledge into strength. If you wish to know more of the royal road, I suggest you discuss it with Janaquad back in Ishgard. My grandfather is to be believed. His time transcribing tones back to at the scriptorium should have left him more than capable of handling that task. Ugh. That's the thing about this quest too, they talk a lot. Janaquad! You wish to know more of the royal road? I seem to recall it had something to do with reassessing the attribution of an arcanum before reading it, which would result in the slight alteration of predestination. Or perhaps it had something to do with the kings and queens of the minor arcana. It was over a decade ago. Are you doing well, Tony? Well, then at least that makes two of us. I cannot keep such important news from you, Tony. Lady Lavanna and Quamparin, just last night, they fell victim to another ambush at the hands of bandits. The ever-resourceful Quamparin proved his invaluable worth once again, with a dashing display of chivalry that would shame any knight in the sea. A statement that attests to the sorry state of our knights, but that is what a chat we can have over a different cup of tea. Over a different cup of tea. When Lady Livera attempted to retire to her room at a filthy inn in the Broom, had our sorely disused second floor cleared and furnished with trappings from my very home. She's up there now and asked to see you the moment you arrived. Okay. Oh, up in here? This is your room, bro? Okay, very interesting. The Villa. Velveeta. Wait, You don't seem at all surprised to see me here. Did Jennifer tell you of the attack? Damn the fool. And after I told him to keep his mouth shut. Though I suppose I must bear some of the fault for ever thinking he could do as he was told. Nah. Now, I suppose you were wondering why I summoned you to these makeshift chambers. And no, it's not to do with the bandits' attack. It appears are much more common in your realm than I thought. It appears much more common. Oh. There are times when the heavens may provide you with a vision of a future that is slightly beyond your original aim. In these cases, the stars are not flawed, only out of order. So by shuffling a card back into the deck, we are in no way ignoring or denying a future, merely postponing a reading intended for a later date, and that replacing it with something that better pertains to the present. And I trust that you will pick up this technique swifter than Jennequad. Are you ready, my pupil? The gate to the fourth heaven awaits. However, the location I have chosen to attune will not remain the most optimal for long. You are to travel with Jennequad, and I will make the journey with Quimperin. There are no objections. Good. Alright. Yo, dog, we gotta go to this place, dude. If it is Lady Vera you seek, she just left with Compar for Limsa Lemonsa. If you make haste, you may still be able to catch them at the airship landing. Me? Well, you gotta come with me, dog. Me? As much as I would like to indulge myself on the pillows of Rontaro pleasure barges, there is a congress to be held in the vault, and all the prominent houses have been summoned. My presence at such an event would be sorely missed, so I fear the next lesson must needs proceed without me. I'm certain that Lady Vera will understand. I can always open the third gate another day. Or was it the fourth? Third or fourth? It is of no matter. The stars certainly will not be going anywhere. Comparing. Milord, the Lady Vera is missing. We disembarked the airship together, but became separated in the chaos at the landing. Seeing as how the lady has found herself the victim of bandit attacks twice since arriving in Eorzea, I fear she may be targeted once again, especially considering the location. This is my first time setting foot in Limsa, but I've been made aware of its landmarks. Might I suggest we search independently so that we might cover more ground? I shall start with several of the seemingly more disreputable locations, such as the Drowning Witch, the Estila, and the Missing Member. Would my lord be so kind as to search the Fisherman's Bottom and the Coral Tower? Let us meet at the 7th Sage once our survey is complete. Certainly. Oh, hey, Pickababe. What's up? Pickababe. 20 old summers since I spilled from me Moss loins, and I ain't once ever heard the word of astrologian. Now in the span of 2 bloody bells, I've gone and met myself not one, but an honest to goodness pair of live-star goppers. Didn't see where the other fair-skinned lass buggered off to. Ones that thought oft end up on pleasure barges. If you catch me drift. Oh, that's not good. Hey, Rainer. Brother Astrologian, how odd. It is not often that even our city-state known for its diversity welcomes a single reader of the stars, though its gates, let alone 2. Same day, no less. Yes, am I hidden because I'm like wearing a mask? I don't know. Speak with her about the city-state. She seemed quite interested in our dealings with the Shagan, the Serpent Reavers in the Galarian Empire. I told her that I could, but she left only a few moments ago. It was as she thought she was being pursued, but Shalarian was gone before I could assign her a Yellow Jacket escort. Okay. I've seen the stuffy lass in my room guard poking her larvae head in the holes where it weren't wanted. Trust where we get one so worldly down here in the gurgling belly of the tower. I had a whole training to work out what the fuss was about. Made inquired as to where she might find herself a nip or two of some of the strong stuff, so I pointed her in the direction of our resident apothecary, bailing her over the 7th sage. Alright. Righto. Righto. Grando should live big on no. Yo, Quimparin. Oh, hey. Hello, Tony. I bear good tidings. Lily the Veil is scheduled to return here within a matter of bells. Seems she entered a contract with the Carvalian for the purchase of several of the apothecary's wares. An interesting girl, that one. Very rarely do we see young maidens walk the Lumensian streets without an escort. And almost never do they come to me seeking, Carvalian, seeking us spies. Still, she did appear quite uneasy, as if being watched or followed. Suspicious, I must say, and not uncommon in our fair city. Might she be in some manner of trouble? Those few who agreed to speak with me in the Dawning Wrench and the missing member claimed the same. My short stay on the Stela bore no fruit whatsoever. What were you able to find, my lord? Well, I guess she was doing the same shit everywhere else, you know? Trying to find something and stuff. I see. So we have ascertained that the lady is being followed. And that she is aware of the fact. If this is the case, I believe she will attempt to move somewhere she will be in plain sight. Plain sight of as many people as possible. Don't thou help. In this town, kidnappings and killings are conducted in broad day. Oh, sorry. I doubt that would help. Help in this town, kidnaps and killings are conducted in broad daylight here. And when they happen, most people just leave their heads down, so as not to have them removed from their shoulders. 12, damn this town, my lord! I shall set out at once. More and try to locate Lady Liviva. There's still a chance she may return here on her own. So I ask that you remain this. Hold on, let me just maybe a little bigger. There we go. In case she does. If she's not arrived at the rendezvous point by the time of her scheduled meeting with Caravan, then we shall both go to one location that is most populated after the sun falls in Limsa, the Drowning Wrench. I'm going to turn that down just a bit. About 110. There we go. It appears that your companion is tied up. Not literally, I hope. Perhaps you should head to the wrench and see if she is there like your friend believes. Though I fear that if she did not make it that far, you may never find her again. At least not alive. Worry not, my starry-eyed friend. If by chance she were to arrive here after your departure, you have my word no harm shall come to her while she remains behind the 7th sage doors. Yeah, thanks, man. Surprised they don't remember me. Inquire with townspeople. Townsperson? Have you seen this person? A woman in black? What's wrong with the woman standing? What? Well, what's wrong with the woman standing for ye? Okay, fucking fuck off. Yo, what's up, man? Have you seen this? Have you seen the lady in black? What? Seen the last scrawling off to the hill lane? My lane, huh? Is that this way? Will someone not save me? Oh, hey. What's up? Oh, suspicious astrologer. What the fuck? Me brave knight in shiny armor come to give me a gutter kiss. Fuck you! I give myself the power of spear! Yeah. You can't defeat me. I just filled imposters. She's going down. Kick her at. Oh. Who would attempt to stall us, even I mean, okay, yeah. I can't read those. I'm not even gonna try. Oh, come in. Let me get that off you. She okay? Must save Lady the Veil. She alright? What would happen if I came down? Oh, fuck. Kick his ass! You alright? You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. Nothing. Pasta! Oh, what the fuck? Which one is Lady? Oh, it's Lady Evie. Yeah. You have even... No, Tony, I kind of trust even my own eyes. Which one is the true... August? Astrologian. Adolescent Astrologian. I think it's this one. Evil still lurks. Paul's balls, I thought she was one of us. Lady Lavida. You have my apologies. It was my fault to allow us to become separated. Do not blame yourself, compadre. I sensed danger at the landing, and it was my instinct to run. As ever I have. I forgot I could trust you. Unfortunately, by the time I realized such, there was no sign of you. So I did what I could to blend in, choosing crowded places, speaking with as many locals as possible, all the while feeling there was uneasy eyes watching my every move. By the time I realized that my pursuers were simply leading me away from you, night had already fallen, giving me the perfect opportunity to strike. It was then that I witnessed several of the bandits had disguised themselves in garb similar to mine. I assumed this was to confuse the three. Two of you still searching for me. It was then I convinced the idea to play the part of an imposter myself. Why hide in the shadows when you can hide in plain sight? That was quite brilliant of you, Lady Lavera. May I ask, were you at any time able to discern who these pursuers were? The amount of effort put into your capture would suggest they were more than pirates looking to sell you as to slavers. Unfortunately, no. And I wasn't about to walk up and ask them who they were or who had hired them. But that is all behind us now. Let's see if we can salvage anything from this horrible night. Fourth case ascends nearby, Tony. Shall we not see it made yours to the anchor yard? Was that like three you, or was she confused because Kumparan wasn't here? I'm gonna say we're good. Well, I'll be a barnacle on a Kraken's ass if it ain't the star-gopping lassie came to squire our fortunes. Tell us, which one of you bleeding dying first, like? Which one of you'll be dying first? The bait red knights with carp in this codpiece, or the stern-faced venturer on his high hobby horse? Goddamn, how many pirates are in this forsaken hell? There's a lot of them, actually. Like, to be honest, there's like a bunch. I mean, the whole country's made out of pirates, actually, if you really want to get technical. No, fuck. Up. All the coin in the world's not worth this shit. You're a fucking job. Thank God. You're dead. Okay. All right, I'm okay. Thank fuck. That was scary. I was scared. I'll try to heal everyone. Especially Kafar. He needs some healing. Fuck you, little carnival. Fuck you, dog. Yourself. This isn't how that works. Give me with a carnival. Carpuncle. Who's got the lure? Here you go. What quite the thirst I have. Fine spot for Mary taking star tricks. I don't know. Hey, is that same bandit from earlier? How'd you get what? Come on. Come on. That was some silly shit, bro. How'd you get knocked out by a carbuncle? Come on, man. Lay down them weapons, or I'll cut the old man a new grin under his chin. I can't believe that actually worked. Same here, man. I don't what? Nor can I. But then again, never have I fought someone so coodulous. Now let us do this as they do in the fear babes. You step over here, I let the man go, easy peasy. Wait, I know you. You're the bandit leader who attacked Lady Rivera, grandfather in the Black Shroud. Someone has a good memory for being so in years. Well then, this changes everything. First off, I can finally drop this annoying pirate accent. Oh, there was a pirate accent? And secondly, I suppose I can simply kill you now, rather than after pretending to let you go once the lady has drawn close enough. Wait, what? Is he gonna kill him now? Shit. Stop right there! Unhand that man or I'll have your head tarred and on the prow of a galley by cockcrow. What? First manacle marauders, then feline fishers, now the commodore of the swiveling the narrow navy. The last, yep, How many more gods is this machine going to drop on me? Till next time, Lady Leveva. Did she jump off? Have my apologies. I was a fool to fall for the bandit's trick. Amazing. In all my years, that was the first time I've ever seen any death trick actually work. Now, it's not a moment to be dwelling on our many failings. I have a dastard to apprehend. You'd be surprised how often people run after being told to stop right there. Later, man. You don't remember me, like, at all? It's the mask. Also, I was a human when we first met. Lady Leveva, the pirate. She was the same bandit who... Yes, I know. That changes little. But I still have no idea who she may be working for. There's naught we can do until the Commodore brings a woman to justice, or until she decides to attack us again. What we can do It's what we came here for. Tony's training. Sup? 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 Now, look to the stars and behold the arrow. How's it going to hurt? It's been a while, hasn't it? Am I crazy? The fourth heaven, oh, the heaven of wind, was created atop a lofty peak by Oshon, the wanderer whose footsteps had been guided by the navigator. The wind that blows off Layman's seas guides the arrow fast and true, and so shall it deliver the weary souls of those trapped in the mire of confusion, indecision, and over-contemplation. Fourth heaven has opened its gates, allowing you to access its sacred penetralia. From this day forth, its power is yours to interpret and wield. Sweet. That power will further aid you and aid you continue to hone your skills. Now let us return to Ishgard. I have few words for a certain student of mine who felt inclined to forego this particular lesson. What an idiot. Janicord. Tony, you might have had the decency to warn me that Lady Livera was in a mood with me for not joining you. She seemed to think I was to blame for your misadventures. Why would that be? It is not for if my being there would have prevented the bandits from attempting to abduct Livera. These being the same bandits who attacked you in the Black Shroud, which, by the way, is another location I was not at. This is plainly something far beyond our control. And furthermore, it is not as if I was merely sipping cordials and waltzing with baronets. I was helping further our cause. I spoke with several high-ranking cardinals about Lady Livera being granted the opportunity to speak at the vault regarding Shalarian astrology. What do you think of that? I was politely turned down, of course, but it is the gesture that will one day lead to another gesture, which will one day lead to a head inclined slightly in the general direction of another gesture. Little steps, my protege, little steps. Complete. Greetings. Your timing, my friend, is impeccable. For it just so happens that at this very moment I have need for your assistance. While our lovely Lady Livera has been out making herself a target for every cutthroat and cur in the realm, I have been focusing my efforts on our main objective. Training. There'll be a time enough for training later. No, I speak of our ultimate goal of spreading knowledge of the Shalarian school of astrology throughout the Holy See, as you know. As you know, the Vault recently turned down my request to allow Lady Livera to speak before them. But I'm not one to be turned away so easily. No, I have a plan. I will interact Chief Astrologian Fulmont to draw up an official recommendation. The Vault will not so quickly dismiss the words of a man of such standing. Yes, I know, mine uncle loathes me with a passion rarely seen even in young lovers. Rarely seen even in young lovers. And there is really no reason why he would aid our cause, being a staunch opponent of change and all. But that does not mean we cannot try. If we fail, well, then we can try again, and again, and again, until he is so annoyed that he writes us the recommendation simply to see us out for his thinning hair. Out of his thinning hair. And by we, I mean you. Considering how red the chief astrologer became the last time I visited him, I reasoned it would be detrimental of mine mine's uncle health should I arrive at his place of research. And we most certainly would not want him to fall ill or collapse before he penned us that recommendation. Who do I see disturbing me this fine day but Janaquad's new manservant? I suppose you came here for this. What is it? Janaquad never ceases to amaze, does he? Not only does the lout have the nerve to ask me for aid, but then refuses to do me the common courtesy of accepting that aid in person. Ever the entitled little shit. More worried about his popularity amongst the fairer sex than how his actions just disgrace his family's name. Ah, the slackjaw. I suppose you are wondering why in the world I, of all people, would agree to such nonsense. Well, it is simple. Allowing that heathen astrologian to dig her own grave in front of the entire vault and the Ashgardian Astrologian community will only serve to accomplish what I wished from the very start. Larian astrology has no place in Ishgard, and has no place in Eorzea. Has no place in this world. It is dangerous and it serves no purpose but to take our eye off what is truly important, using astrology to free us from the dragon menace and ensure man's return to Halone's kingdom. The Viva's dithering will only make it that much clearer. And Janaquad, perhaps this will finally spell his downfall. He has only been allowed to continue this nonsense because he is harmless. Too caught up in the luxury of being in line of court della Drinde is titled to actually put forth any real effort in furthering his cause. Solarian astrology is but an oddity which we can boast about at balls to get him in bed with the slattery maids at the lower houses. His father has protected him this far, but allowing him and his lady to speak where there will be no bruising under the rug, the shame this brings forth, Janaquad will be finished. Janaquad, inform me right away once Chief Astrologian Formont has denied my request for a letter of recommendation, so we might begin work on our next request. Actually, he gave you one. Here you go. Is this? It cannot be. It is. The seal is Formont's. How did you? What did he say? No, wait. But it is better I do not know. Well, this changes everything. I will have to arrange another meeting with the vault, some of the cardinals to Durandire Manor. We will need wine, and a sparrow-stuffed pheasant, and a pheasant-stuffed goose, and a goose-stuffed chocobo. The bards, a whole troop? Not to eat, of course. No, I fear I will no longer be able to join you on Lady Vera's next opening of the gates. Do give her my regards, that when you see her in Mordona. For once we were not bandit targets. Came across this young woman as she was being dragged into the hills. Though we drove her abductors away, I suspect they have already mustered the courage for a second attack. It's a good thing you and Jant. It's a good thing you arrived when you did. The girl claims she is a student of the Athenaeum, and recently overheard Janaquad mention we would be conducting another gate opening in Mordona. She journeyed here on her own in hopes of having a chance to witness your astromancy firsthand. I say we give her something to remember. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Let's get it. Give it to her then.
I'm gonna give this to you. You stay away from her, bitch. Finally, something I can give him. And that's another sorcerer. Or summoner. Whatever they're called at that stage, I forget what they're called. What, raise slave or what? Raise slave and tear the bastards limb from— oh, fuck. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, shit. Stay alive, man! You got this! You got this, man! You got it! I guess I could just give it to myself, but it's okay.
You have my apologies, Lady Livera. I didn't think. Your only fault is that insatiable thirst for knowledge. Your only fault was that insustainable thirst of knowledge. A realm where one must apologize for being a victim is no realm worth living in. But why would these men attack me? I believe it is now quite obvious that these bandits were not meant for you. For me, it would seem that certain parties fear the spread of Shalarian astrology, and will stop at naught to prevent it. My Shalarian constellation chart. The bandits must have been torn when they seized me. Here, you may take mine. I have the stars committed to memory. I don't know how I'll ever be able to, but I will think of something. Just you wait. I'll repay this kindness a tenfold.
Women voices are hard for the male.
Ooh, cool. Get some, boy. Get some, boy.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? Oh. Lady Viva, you mentioned something about certain parties wanting to prevent the spread of Shalarian astrology. Have you any idea who they might be?
Lady Olivia, you mentioned something about certain parties wanting to prevent the spread of Shalarian astrology. Have you any idea who they might be?
I do, but I shall acquire more proof before I can be certain. You and Tony should be able to assist me with that. However, as I say, first things first, we have a gate to open. There, the Ewer. Focus, Tony. Focus and let the constellation Aether twine with your own. Huh? It is said through the fifth heaven flows a mighty river, carrying the water spilled forth from the scholar's vessel. I say that right. And in that water is the strength of all that have come before and all who will follow. Through spawn of Nima's loom, through from which might the metal is weaved. Jesus. Very old English words. And now the power of the Ewer is yours forever. And forever shall it point to your victory. Sweet. I got water power now, baby. While I cannot forgive your patron for skipping yet another of his lessons, I cannot deny that the passion hidden deep beneath all his posturing may have its uses. Word of our field is spreading, and our inherent nature has begun to stir. Curiosity is proving the better motivator than skepticism and faith. Our time may come soon. Sweet. Janaqua, do not tell me Lady Livua was attacked again? I knew it, and without a reading, my talents grow by the day. That What is it? What is this you claim? A fellow astrologian was moved by my words and went to witness the unlocking? This is amazing. I wonder who it could be. Though, I wonder who it could be, though. I would certainly recall speaking in detail with a young, supple, mind. I must find this woman and hold another, special lesson with her. Lesson? That reminds me. Lady Livira asked me to teach you a new technique before you head to open the fifth heaven's gate, which you have already gone and done. But it appears you were able to overcome your ordeal without it. Yes, exactly according to my lesson plan. You still wish me to teach you this technique? Very well then, though I do not really see the point. Lady Leviva tells me that you're nearly ready to open the sixth and final gate. Yes, I said final. And we all know there are 7 heavens, but opening the 7th is impossible. Well, except upon death, of course. An attempt to attune to the pole star would be sheer madness, and most certainly spell your doom. But look at me. Even now, attempting to tutor the great Tony, when it's obvious your talent far surpasses mine. Forgive me. Lady Viva has yet to depart for the location of the final gate. Doubtless she fears yet another bandit attack. But whatever the reason, she remains on the 2nd floor and has asked that you visit her at your earliest convenience. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. No problemo. What's up, Viva? You have come far since the fateful day our paths first crossed in the Black Shroud. And now here we are, on the cusp of your attunement with the 6th heaven. Time truly waits for no man, does it? Before we set forth on this task, I wish to teach you of a technique known as synastry. By temporarily enjoining your fate with that of the companions, they will reap the star's benefit, as do you. As a passable journeyman astrologian, you already wield significant control over Aether. You need only focus it upon establishing a bond with your chosen ally to achieve synastry. I believe you are ready to attune with the final constellation. The location of the next lesson is actually not far. I assume your travels have taken you to Dragon Camp Head. Excellent. I, as always, will go ahead and make my final readings. If each of our previous outings are any indication, the bandits which hurry us will most certainly jump at this opportunity. So I would have Kumparn scout the area ahead of time and report any suspicious activity to the Knight's garrison at the camp. Let someone else bloody their hand for a change. I say, feel free to tell Janequad of our plans, though I do not doubt he already has some of his own. I just don't speak to Janequad. Lady Livia has already departed. Well then, she must have leaped from the window. I did not see her use the front door. I dare say that means we will be traveling alone, Of course, I will be attending. Why wouldn't I be? Tony? And Janequad? Well then, it appears giving my constellation map to the astrologian in Rathfrost was unwise, as our readings for the location of the 6th heaven have proven slightly off. However, a second calculation has shown that we are close. The optimal location lies just to the north, in a dialect tower known as the Steel Vigil. You have the look of the learned about you. Might I ask if you've seen this star map before? It was on the person of astrologian who came to us seeking help after being attacked. Oh. This is my map. The one I gifted to the astrologian at Rathfrost. Do you mean to tell me she was set upon again?
Your map? Well, then I'm going to have to ask you to accompany me for questioning. The astrologer claims she wrestled this chart from one of her assailants for escaping their grasp.
Lady Viva, why would you assault the self-same woman you risk your life saving?
Because she did not, my lord. Because she did not, my lord. Why would you even think something so foolish? This must be some sort of misunderstanding. I was present at the assault. We saved the young maid of which you speak from a party of bandits. Lady Viva gave her own constellation map to replace the one damaged by her assailants. My Lord Tony here was also witness to these proceedings. Well, we have our own witness who says otherwise. So until we have a trial and an adjudicator who can pass his judgment, this Leveva will have to come in for questioning. For she herself has admitted to the map is hers.
It is all right. I have not to hide. And arguing here will not bring us any closer to the truth. If anything, I wish to confront this woman who would bring false accusations against those who saved her life. Very well then, take me to where you will. I shall answer all your questions, and soon we'll learn who is spouting falsehoods. My friends, you need not worry overmuch, for I shall be in the company of the Temple Knights where no harm may befall me. I'll return once I have proven my innocence. Those aren't Temple Knights. Say they're leaving. Oh.
No harm, quotha. That knight was the self-same astrologian whom we saved in Mordona. The astrologian who now claims we attacked her. Are you saying the astrologian was a Temple Knight? No, listen, my lord. I'm saying the astrologian is no mere an astrologian, then she is a knight. I'm saying we have been played. We've fallen victim to a ruse that has landed lately in the hands of those who have been attempting to kill her since we set foot in Eorzea. Then you are saying we won't be safe in the presence of those Temple Knights? Those weren't the Temple Knights, my lord. However, they were wearing the colors of our knights most heavenly. And if we were to assault them this near the heavenly garrison Camp Dragonhead, we would be stuck full of arrows before anyone asked us why we even drew our blades. No, we must shadow Lady Levia's captors and wait for the opportunity to take her back. Oh, exciting! I can take point. No, of course not. Who's this guy? Just as I expected. These fools have led me straight to the answers I've sought since my arrival in the Blackwoods realm. And if I'm not mistaken, my trusted companions should be arriving right about... Yo. Now, I'll be taking this. Oh? Who is that guy? What's the moment you lift off in that airship, the whole land will know you are not the true Temple Knights, and you will be made to answer for your crimes. Old world summit. Once we're in the air, it will not matter what anyone knows, you fool. We will be returning once we have slain you and your friends. No one shall stand in the way of my fate, especially not some dog's body of a forum
of the forum. Dog's buddy of the forum. The forum? Who? I'm trying to... What's that guy in the Matrix? What's he say? Mr. Stevens or something like... I can't remember. Oh, fuck. Companion, I'm gonna give you a heal. I'm actually gonna do this. I'm actually gonna do this too. And then you are gonna get this from me. I'm gonna swap. You're gonna get this from me. I'm gonna swap, and I guess I'll give this to myself. 8. I don't know what that did. I wasn't really paying attention. Ball. Huh. Oh, you'll miss it, huh? Duty complete. Of course I knew the Temple Knights were false. I recognized the Astrologian we saved almost immediately. And I find it insulting that they believed I would not. I also knew that they would lead me to the true preparations if I played along, fully aware that you, Loyal 3, would follow. And I am pleased that you also knew that we would somehow crawl our way out of that little tussle with our lives, because I was uncertain for most of the journey. Well, I was certain Tony would make it, for the stars have already told me he would unlock the 6th gate here at the Still Vigil, the very location we ended up at, despite our unexpected ordeal. Your fate, Janequad, well, I never bothered reading it, for I thought that you would skip this lesson like you have every other one. Tony, gaze upon the night sky and open your soul to the final constellation, the spear. The spear is the gate of the 6th heaven, where the Fury resides in a palace of ice carved by her own spear. Ice formed of moonbeams collected by the lover, Memphinia. The spear fills us not only with the power to overcome our enemies, but also the compassion that is necessary to grant those same enemies mercy. Damn. And now that power is yours, to see directed to those whose fates require it. It is done. You retune yourself to the 6 lower heavens. And now that you know their strength, the true journey begins. Sweet. Thanks, man. I'll try my best. Spear blazes in the welkin, unlocking the gate of the 6th heaven. Well, Janequad, I guess it's over for you. You have my congratulations, Tony. What has taken me more than 15 summers to accomplish, you have done, and more in matters of moons. But our time together has taught me that, despite that what we may believe they are, we have our roles, and each role is just as important as the other. Without taking both Quimparan and you under my wing, you would have never saved Lviva from her assailants, meaning in a way, I saved Lady Lviva. Not that I am one to take all the credit for such heroism. Here's this. Nor shall I take credit for this missive that never would have been discovered were it not for me taking you and Capone under my wing. The cold stare. It befits this godforsaken place. Point taken, let us break the seal and see what Why, this handwriting. I've seen it in many a time before. It is mine uncle's. What? That would mean... It would mean the highest-ranking astrologian in Ishgard has been attempting to assassinate us. If the tribunal were to hear of this, he would be hanged. And a hanging will only earn us another ill-tempered Orthodox astrologian unwilling to open his eyes to the benefits of our discipline. Now, we can use this missive to our advantage. As long as this remains in our hands, so too does the chief astrologian.
Are you saying we use this missive to blackmail Lamont?
I am saying we merely grant the chief astrologian his life in exchange for a little assistance in furthering our just and noble cause. No more, no less.
I see. You are quite deviant, my dear. Very well, I will summon mine uncle to the astroscope. There we can present him with our offer. Why you must insist on pestering me, Janaquad?
Janaquad?
I gave you your letter, now leave me be.
Ah, but that would not be the only letter you have written lately, would it? Perhaps you recall a certain letter to the forum?
A letter carried by a party of less than savory characters who attempted to kidnap Lady Laviva and deliver her to the Shalarians. Not to mention kill me, my manservant, and my good friend Tony here, who you may have forgotten is currently an honored guest of House Four Temps.
Letter drawn up and signed by none other than you, Nuncle.
Oh, but do not presume to misunderstand us. We wish neither your disgrace nor your death, at least not at our hands. In fact, we wish very little from you. Not, you might say, in the sense that you are never again to use your influence to hamper our efforts at spreading Solarian astrology here in Ishgard. Prove yourself no more in the affairs of me or my guest, and your secret remains safe. I will even forgive you for trying to undermine me, to try to murder me, if that is, you give me your word. It is not as if you've left me with much choice. You have my word, but know that silencing me will not make your nonsense any more accepted in the vault. There are others who will see you fall, others who care little whether or not I speak my piece.
You are fully aware of the perks we have left to scale. However, we shall not let that discourage us. I have been shown a path that I altogether plan on walking, and the stars shall guide my way.
The stars foretell many things, my dear.
Not even the best readers can see all of them. See them all. Do not forget this.
So now we have silenced him.
But to hear him tell it, he was the least of our worries.
If you enjoyed today's video, please like and follow. Subscribe. And also, I like feedback. That would be great and awesome. I'll see you next time. All right. Peace.